Now we're going to install some software. What we want to do is to get the web page going. So the page that I'm after is, so this is the address, copy that, and I want there to be a web page there. So I'll paste that in, and I'm not running a web server at the moment, so this is not going to work. Let's install a web browser, so that web server, so that we can get that going. I'm going to start another command and come another command prompt, and I can do SSH user at 152.42.183.171. Okay, it's logged me in, and I can start installing some software. Before we do installation, we have to do sudo apt update, just to see if the libraries have changed since we created it. And there's nothing to do, so I can go ahead and sudo apt install nginx. That's the web server. Say yes. Okay, so that's installed, and with a bit of luck, the web server is working right now. So if I reload, then I get the default page. That's not enough. What I want to do is to install Python, and I want to run a script. I want to run the program that I've got for you. If I find it up here, it is this guy here. So I didn't want it to open in the same window. Let me open that in a new tab. Open it in a new tab. So this is the Bitbucket repository. I want to clone this repository. I want to get that code locally. So I want to get that code. I don't want to be copying and pasting. So I click on clone, and I will use the HTTP, and I'm going to copy that phrase, HTTPS. So if I right click here, that'll put that phrase in. Run that, and it doesn't work because there's no such command as git. So let's install git, sudo apt install git. So git is a kind of a software management system. It's a convenient way to share files around. Okay, so that's git installed, and I can up arrow twice and do that clone again. So this will copy all of those files, and if I do ls now, you can see I've got that folder there. Oh, that doesn't make it more readable. So I've got a folder now, and I can do cd I, and I press I and then hit tab. So that's an autocomplete. It's quite handy. So let's do ls, and I can see all my files there. They're great. The main one is this one here, server.py. That's the one that I want to run. Let's see if I can run that right now. So if I type in Python server.py, doesn't work. Python command is not found. Probably Python 3 exists. Python 3 server.py. And yes, that was better. But I need some Python modules, and I'm going to install them. And I'm going to use a virtual environment. We've seen this before. So I type in Python 3 -m venv. So this will create my virtual environment. And that doesn't work. But hopefully it's telling me how to install what I need. Sudo apt install Python 3.11 -venv. So that was handy. Didn't have to look that up. Say yes. And now let's have another go at creating a virtual environment. It seems to take an awful long time to do this. Okay, we've done that. And I enter my virtual environment by typing in source venv bin activate. Notice I'm using the tab to type fast. And now I can do, well, I've got a whole bunch of things I need to install. And if I've done it right, what I can do is pip install -r, and I've got a file called requirements.txt, which is a list of all the things that I need. Okay, and it's so there's three things that we need. I think we need pip, we need sorry, we don't need pip, we need MySQL, we need Flask, and something else. What do we need? Cat requirements? No, just those two. Okay, that reminds me that I need MySQL. So this is not going to run without MySQL. Just check that MySQL is not there. There's no MySQL. So let's do sudo apt install, and that is MariaDB, either .server or -server. Let's try -server. Yeah, I got it right. Okay, so we've installed MariaDB. For that script to work, I'm going to need a database already there, and there is a file here. It's called mktable.sql. I've got to run that in MySQL to make to create the tables, and so if I do, I think I can do this as root. I do sudo MySQL, and I'm going to take the input from that MK table. So this should create the databases that I need. Oh, that was pretty quick. Let's see if I can get into that. MySQL -u. I think the user is called IoT, and the database is called IoT. Yep, that works, and I can do show tables. Okay, and I've got one table called reading, and that'll have no data in it. So let me exit from MySQL. Good. And let's see if we can run it. Let's see if we can run the server. Python server. It's going nicely. It looks like the server is running at port 8000. Let's see if we can see it. So this is the server. This is Nginx running that. If I want to get to the Flask program, then I can do :8000 because my Flask server is running at 8000. And that's nice. It says I've got some, I can add data, I can view the data, and so forth. So for example, if I wanted to add some data, then I could visit this place here. So that's add some data. Let's change some of the data. So we should have 2 data points now, and I should be able to visit that. So if I go to here, you can see some places got some values, and if I open that, you can see there are the 2 values I put in. I put in a temperature of 1 just now and a temperature of 0 previously. Let's put in a temperature of 2. So just visiting that page adds the data. Let's refresh this one, and you can see that data is going in there. So I've got a server running, and that server is accepting data, and it is spitting the data out. And what you've got to do is figure out how to make your Arduino make calls like this. So this is the kind of call that your Arduino's got to make. You put your name in there, and if you can get the Arduino to visit this place, it'll send some data to port 8000 on that server. Okay, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to make this all much more secure. So I'm going to quit recording, and the next video, we'll see if we can set up something more robust.